Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Sorry about that, guys. I was supposed to be on about 7 minutes ago. Had a call, went a little bit late, but just got done. Woo! Hold on, I'm getting a water. My voice is dying. I gotta tell you guys, gotta update you guys on everything in my life right now. It's crazy. Okay, hold on. Let me just make sure the audio is sounding good. Boy, oh boy. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me just make sure. Yeah. It's good. It's good. Okay. So, I'm exhausted. Hey, Paul Wallace writers in the house. What's up? What's up? What's going down? I still have to read your book, Paul Wallace. It's at my house back in LA. Okay, let me give you guys some updates here. Oh, the truth that's out there says hello, hello. Yes, hello, hello. Okay. I got a lot to say. And because all right. Right now I'm in Munich. First of all, this is hilarious. I didn't even realize I had a 13-hour layover in Munich. So this was kind of an impromptu thing. I ended up having to book a hotel. Luckily, there's a hotel right at the airport. So convenient. You can just walk there and I can walk right back in. My flight's in the morning. And so I'll just sleep here nicely, get up, and I literally just walk to the airport, walk through security, and I'm back in. Didn't even have to take my bag out. So it's very, very convenient. But anyways, so today was my last day in Croatia. I had to take a boat, taxi. So we were on for the entire trip, me and like 30 other people. The trip was incredible, and I'm going to talk about that. And I took a boat taxi to where was it? Hvar, then in Croatia. Then I had to take a ferry from Hvar to Split. Then I took a taxi from Split to the airport. Then I was at the airport for like 4 hours. And then my flight was delayed by an hour. Then I flew to Munich, rushed here, went through everything, got right into the hotel, had to jump on a call. And I thought I almost planned it perfect, but then I ended up being 7 minutes late or 7 minutes late, I think, to the live stream. So almost had it perfect. But yeah, so it's been a very, and last night was my last night on the ship. And so we partied hard and I got 2.5 hours of sleep. So I am delirious right now, but that's everything that's going on. Now I want to talk about 2 things in particular today. Of course, I'm open to chatting about everything, anything that people want to comment on, but I want to talk about this trip because, and I'm kind of processing in real time. I haven't exactly planned what I'm going to talk about, but the trip was, I don't know. It's just very impactful on me, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. Jay Birdson says, happy 4th. Paul Wall says, watch out for the migrants. What, in Germany, in Munich? I don't think I'm going to be going into the city because I don't really have time. I'm pretty tired. I mean, maybe I will. We'll see. But I'm always on the lookout. Okay, let me talk about this trip for a second. So going to Croatia, I had an unbelievable time, but I was not originally, I booked the trip. I was excited about it, but not nearly as excited as I would have been in the past because I don't really travel as much as I used to. And I don't really, and that's because the thought of it doesn't excite me as much as it used to. I like LA. I like being in my area. I don't really like long flights. I don't hate them, but it's not the juice isn't worth the squeeze to me as much anymore. And I've done so much of it and I've had really great experiences. So it's just, what draws me in more now is working on this channel or doing other projects and being in LA and being with my dog. Those are the things that generally I gravitate towards more, maybe short trips, little stuff like that. But because a lot of people that I knew in LA were going on this Croatia trip and it really did sound amazing, living on a boat for a week with all these people, it did sound cool, but I wasn't going crazy for it. Anyways, we arrived there, beautiful. And I think the first day I enjoyed it, but I wasn't blown away, I guess, if that makes sense. And even the 10 people that I went with, we're all friends, but we really became friends on this trip. If you know what I'm saying? We've done stuff a bunch, but we're not. It's not like people or that I know like siblings, like that type of relationship. Nothing like that. And what this trip did is it put us in this bubble on this ship in these living quarters together. And we just hung out all the time. We had all our meals together. We did day trips together. We went swimming together. We had crazy adventures together. We partied together and then repeat next day. Boom, boom, boom. Like all these shared experiences. And then on day 2, it's like, whoa, I feel really more comfortable with these people. Day 3, holy smokes, these people feel kind of like family. Like it was crazy. And I forgot I haven't had one of these experiences in a while where you just have these rapid development of friendships and bonds. And it was just so awesome. And then I think it was by the 3rd day, I was just having a blast. There's one person in particular that I met from Atlanta that I really connected with, and she was awesome. We hung out a bunch. I hung out with her more I feel like, than everybody else, but still was hanging out with everybody. Just I don't know. It was so cool. Now, Mavo Gaywo said this comment, and this is kind of my broader point here. If you realize this world is a prison, it's still beautiful, but you tend to be less inclined to explore it at all. Right. Yeah. And I think that can happen. But it was like the thing that I realized, though, as I've been going down this rabbit hole of all this information, sure, it's a dark reality, but there is really, really beautiful things for sure in this world that I think we should still pay attention to and still be conscientious of it. And what am I talking about? Am I talking about the beauty? We definitely were surrounded with beautiful scenery, beautiful water, beautiful experiences, but it wasn't that made it. It wasn't that. It was the people. Because you could have all that same stuff around you and have negative energy around you or negative people that you don't vibe with. It wouldn't be anything like that. But we were in a group of really, really positive, friendly, amazing people. That's what made it. So what is it in this realm, in this prison, in this area? What is it that is beautiful? What is it that is special? It's us. It's the divine sparks. And as much as we are trying to understand the full picture and think about the reality, which sometimes feels down, it feels negative, and that's not us being fear-mongering, that's not us being negative. We're just trying to look at reality honestly and openly. But nevertheless, there is beauty because we are beautiful. We as entities, as divine sparks, as humans in this life. And so connecting or remembering that, and I'm just talking about I'm talking about deep connections that you can really only get through these interesting environments where you're hanging out and having these joint experiences day after day after day, no breaks. Not like come up for an hour and leave, 2 hours and leave, or in a professional environment where you have to keep your guard up, like just fun, just hanging out, just fun, just cutting loose. You really get to build those connections and feel those connections and understand other people on a deeper level. And man, it's just really, really special. And it goes back to this broader idea. When we talk about Howdy Mikowski or these other people saying, oh, you don't want to get into this mindset of everything in this is not real. It's a simulation, it's a projection, or it's a part of the construct, because it's not true. Because we are not part of the construct. We are brought into the construct. So we are real. So connecting with each other is connecting with something real, and it's important. Anyways, this is kind of my broader revelation that it just reminds me with all the work that we're doing and all the knowledge that we're trying to consume and then disseminate and understand and have this greater understanding of what's going on. Let's not forget to really make an effort to connect with each other. I think there's got to be some importance to that. I don't know. I haven't read anything per se or seen any data to suggest that, but I'm just feeling right now intrinsic, deep down inside, intrinsically, like there's, I think there's something to that. That's my revelation. Truth is out there says, we're here already. May as well live the best we can. Enjoy every now and then, and not just focus on the negative. For sure. Glad you were able to connect to other beautiful people there. For sure. It was so awesome. It was so epic. Hey, Elizabeth, we were just chatting. We are living interactive pieces of art is beautiful. Yeah. For sure. Well said. We are living interactive pieces of art is when you say we are living interactive pieces of art, you mean we ourselves are the art? Let me know if you can clarify that, but I like that. Try looking into eternal recurrence and quantum immortality. Eternal recurrence. Let me Google that right now. Let me close some of my windows real quick just to make sure my computer's not being too slow. Hold on. Eternal recurrence. Yo, somebody sent me an amazing book, by the way, through Instagram. I bought it. It's so big though. It's like 700 pages. And I started reading. I'm like, this is incredible, but I have to read it later. I'm going to do a crazy review of this book. I'll tell you what it's called, but all right, give me 1 second. Okay. Eternal recurrence here. I Googled it. Let's read it together. Here we go. Is a philosophical concept positing that time repeats itself in an infinite loop, forcing exactly the same events and decisions to play out identically for eternity. First proposed by Stoics and popularized by Friedrich Nietzsche, it serves as a radical thought experiment to test whether you love your life enough to relive it all infinitely. Okay. Hold on. Let me read this more. Often translates the joy science as a hypothetical. What if someday ordinary demons? You will have to live once more and innumerable times more, and there will be nothing new in it, but every pain, every joy, and every thought, and every sigh, and everything. Okay, it's a thought experiment rather than a purely literal cosmological claim. Its eternal recurrence as a psychological litmus test for love of fate. To someone burdened by regret, despair, mediocre, this idea is terrifying. To someone who deeply embraces, accepts the experience, it becomes ultimate affirmation of life. Okay. So is this more a philosophical? So I think what you're trying to say is, or the reason why you mentioned this is more of a philosophical question of a way to evaluate your life, whether your life, you're looking at it through a positive lens, or it was generally more positive experiences than negative. I think that's what it's a litmus test for, as opposed to something relating to the nature of reality. Okay, now let me look up the second concept you mentioned, quantum immortality. We'll suggest that from an individual's conscious perspective, one can never truly experience death. Oh, okay. Sure. Interpretation of quantum mechanics suggests that every quantum event causes reality to split. Yeah, almost like infinite parallel universes where like every decision tree both occur. Branches where you are alive, your consciousness will always shift to or follow the timeline where you survived a fatal event. I mean, these are interesting ideas. But why did you want me to look at these two in particular, I guess? All right. Why assume divinity of the spark? Okay, let me see. Why assume divinity? I see it more like trapped consciousness beings, very vulnerable and naive, but for sure also with great capabilities. Why assume divinity of the spark? So what do you mean by that? Because couldn't those both go hand in hand? Couldn't our trapped consciousness be a divine spark? Or like, why do you want to make the distinction between what we are and some sort of a divine spark? I'm not opposed to it. I'm just curious to as to what your broader point in for where that distinction is. Quantum immortality. Your consciousness always chooses a universe where you survive because it cannot witness its own non-existence. Okay. The thing about this quantum immortality, though, is the way it's phrased is I feel like it's operating outside of the assumption that our consciousness is immortal as is. So it's not, because are they talking about physical death? And if they're not, then I think spiritual death is impossible. So I don't know who came up with this, because that's what I think anyways. I can't say 100%, but I think that's what we all think is in this chat, and probably in this space, that our consciousness is immortal, just like energy cannot be destroyed, neither can our consciousness. So we're always surviving. You know what I mean? Anyways, yeah, who came up with this? Are they talking about just physical life? And then ultimately it sort of doesn't exactly fit into our paradigm here, I think. But okay, Elizabeth, ourselves. Okay, wait. Let me go back to your original comment. Let me make sure I understand. Okay, we're living interactive pieces of art. So you're saying ourselves. Yeah, we are the interactive piece of art. Each life, each story, and the capacity to blend our experiences with one another. 1 + 1. You got it. Yeah. Like a synergistic effect is what you're saying. Yeah, that's cool. I agree. Yeah, and maybe that's part of the secret here, is that we have to connect in what, maybe our power. I just had an epiphany, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I just had an epiphany. Maybe we talk about how we individually, how it's so difficult to escape and things like that. Hattie Mikowski puts the percentage very low. What if, just like Elizabeth is saying here, what if the key is actually, what if it's very difficult if you try to individually leave or escape? But what if communally, what if we made some concerted effort and amplified our souls, our essence, our power? And then all of a sudden, like you're saying, it's not as though 1 + 1 is 2, 1 + 1 is 10. We combine two conscious forces and our thought energy and our vibration together, or we combine 10, it becomes like times 1,000, something like this, some exponential growth. And then it becomes very easy. Like, imagine if that's a thing. I wouldn't be surprised in some sort of the power of unity, of shared consciousness. Okay. Can anybody comment on this? Has anybody else thought about this? Literally, this just popped into my, well, it didn't just pop in my head. It's prompted by what Elizabeth was saying. I wonder if there's something to that ultimately we just need to work together more so, and not just think death is this individual passageway that we have to be prepared for ourselves. I wonder if there's something to that. I feel like there is. Okay. Gameplay. My voice is so dead right now because I've been like not sleeping. I've been talking loud. We've been going out and partying. Like, oh my God. On the QI matter, you got to check out Anthony Peake's Cheating the Ferryman Theory. Okay. Anthony Peake's Cheating the Ferryman. Hold on, I'll Google it. Okay, I'll check that. I Googled it. I'll look at it a little more later. According to the theory, the wave function does not collapse. Every possible outcome occurs. We simply can only experience one outcome. Got it. I think our consciousness is a life form. It gets exploited here on Earth. Why would you assume it's a divine being? I don't know. Yeah. Again, when I call it divine spark, it's more of a phrase from Gnosticism. So I'm not glued to that assumption, but it's just it's kind of, and it's almost vernacular. But I think the broader point is the idea is, I think our consciousness is some sort of an energy form, and that however you want to describe it, divine or otherwise, it just exists before and after the physical life. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm open. Hugh Everett came up with many worlds interpretation. Got it. Okay. But we had to die together at the same moment. Yeah, maybe, or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't have to be at the instantaneous same moment. It could also be a shared group think or group consciousness projection in these other astral planes or things like that. In some of these things, when maybe a singular entity or consciousness could be trying to escape in all these realms that have been described by Insights with Tony or these other people, they're kind of moving along and just existing. What if they teamed up and said, hey, we all want to break out of this realm together and just all use their conscious energy simultaneously? I'm just free balling with ideas. These are just things that are popping into my head right now. 1 + 1 = 3, a new rising. Water and sun equals rainbow, the law of 3. Okay, I never heard of the law of 3. Paul Wallace made me think about the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. Never heard of it. By the way, I had a terrifying experience. I sent you a mail. Okay, I'll check it. Tom Campbell worked with Monroe, and his basic idea looks like promotes the concept of reincarnation as evolving tool. Yeah, I know. I would like to see Tom in a debate with Isabella Green. Any thoughts? Yeah, I would like to see that too. I mean, look, that's the classic New Age idea. And that is what I was buying into prior to learning about all this other material from David Icke and other folks, Isabella Green, Jason Giorgiani, many, many others. To me, at least currently, that narrative has fallen apart in my mind. Also, that we had those amazing two guys, Seth and Harold, those pre-birth memories. And they said on the other side, there is no growth that we need. This is a false assumption that we need to grow, we need to evolve, we need to get better. No, we're already good. But then we come in here and we're made to think we're bad. So I don't know. To me, at least currently, presently, that seems like a great cover story for what we're going through. But I don't even care to see it. I don't even know if I want to see a debate. I don't know if debates necessarily help us understand information that much better. Like if Tom wants to, and I don't care about Tom. I'm not sitting here thinking I want Tom to see the error of his ways. He can learn and present things however he feels fit. I just want to read and learn and study independently. And I think we can do that just fine without seeing these two debate. The truth, I would love, and if anybody, I would love to see have a conversation. If there was going to be a debate, I'd love to see Jason Giorgiani have something like that. That would be, because Jason Giorgiani is an academic. He's written on so many subjects. He may not have had direct experience via out-of-body experiences or astral projection, but I just feel like he's so good at recalling information and speaking and stuff like that. Well, I'm just gonna lean back. Whoa, I'm so tired. Sorry, I don't have my mic hooked up. All my stuff is in my big bag, which I couldn't get out of the airport, so I'm just speaking into the computer mic. All right, you said you haven't seen that. If thought about the 100 monkey syndrome a lot, but when I went outside and realized that there are very different kind of monkeys. Oh, you're talking about the thing where somebody changes something and then the other 100 monkeys just start adopting that change sort of subconsciously. I think it's something like that. Paul Wallace, Tom Campbell thinks that AI is conscious. I disagree. Consciousness is not computable. I didn't hear him say that. I don't know. Probably am with you, Paul, that is not the case, that it is not conscious. But I don't know. I haven't studied it. And I haven't heard really convincing perspectives on one side or the other. Guys, is my Wi-Fi cutting out? I'm watching my stream on my phone. I feel like it's going in and out. I'm on the hotel Wi-Fi, but I guess it's not as crisp and clear as I would have hoped. I think it is quasi-physical. The spark is quasi-physical. The white tunnel trap is quasi-physical. That helps a lot in understanding. A real being is processed in the white tunnel trap. Ah, I see. Kevil Legacy. I actually made it here this time, and it crashed. Wait, what do you mean it crashed? What, the stream crashed? Is the stream doing okay, guys? Let me know. Kev Legacy, welcome. I think you're new to at least the live streams. How did you find out about the channel? When did you find out about the channel? I'd love to hear from you. Somebody sent me a really cool image on Instagram. Hold on, I'm going to show it to you guys. 1 second. Oh, Elizabeth, I didn't see this message. Hold on. Oh, cool. All right, sorry. I was just reading. Elizabeth sent me a picture of Hold on. Yeah, of her dog. I love dogs. Super, super cute dog. Anyways, okay. That's awesome. And by the way, Elizabeth, if you're still on here, you mentioned going to Venice. That's where I live. That's where I live in LA. So where you went to is exactly where I live. That's crazy. I'm still going with Alex Collier and turning my back on the light. Right. What Alex Collier said. Yeah. Turn your back and say, I wish to go home. I think White Tunnel System is some kind of very advanced AI, mainly. The overseers have very few entities. Yeah, I know other people have said that as well. Kev Legacy says, hey, man, are you going to interview Darius again? I don't know. Right now, I mean, I don't know, because what would I think there would have to be a reason to interview. Like if there's something specific that I wanted to talk to him about, additional, I think it could make sense. Right now, I don't. It just doesn't feel like something I need to do or I'm called to do. But I'd certainly be open to it if there was something new to explore, to discuss, or maybe something that, I don't know. Like let's say, for example, I go to Monroe and I start having these experiences, and then I wanted to, I have no idea, like cross compare or something like that, perhaps. But as of now, I don't feel called to it. But do you have is there a reason why you bring that up? Like, is there something that you want me to ask or something like that? Ask Darius to search for the archons. You know what I didn't ask? You know what? That would actually been a good question. I don't even think we talked about the archons, or does he acknowledge that there are archons? That would have probably been a good baseline question, but I don't think we ever talked about that. Okay, let me see if I can show you guys this thing that somebody sent me. It's really cool. Hold on, I see the comments coming, guys. 1 second. Who sent this to me? Oh, here it is. Found it. Mary sent this to me. Okay, wait. Let me read all these comments. Did you know Pre-Birth Harold lives in... Oh, he lives in LA? No way. No, I didn't know that. We could do an in-person interview. That'd be sweet. I was thinking about setting up a little podcast studio in my house for in-person. Darius was not that interesting or insightful. Didn't have a lot to offer, in my opinion. Oh, Suzanne, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's the right interview to do again, at least right now. Does Monroe teach refusal as a core skill or only navigation? We're going to find out. I'm going to find out in 3 days. 3 days, guys. That's another thing I want to talk about the live stream. Holy smokes, I can't believe it's here. I'm about to go to Monroe. How wild is that? Campbell and Darius always talk in vague terms, like we just got to move from entropy, fear to love. If you look at all the atrocities of the world. Yeah, this is something that I wish I would have brought up to Darius, because I remember he said, hey, like this is a fearful, these people that are operating from a standpoint of fear. It's like, wait a minute. You can't say that. If reality is fearful, you can't call us the fear mongers. Like, we're just trying to describe reality. That's so unfair. If that's the situation, it's not us trying to generate fear. What's our motive? Are we trying to scare people into a religion or something like that? No, we're just trying to figure out what's going on and understand the nature of reality. If the nature of reality is scary, that's not us being fear mongering. That's just us describing the truth. And ultimately, if that's scary, that sucks. We don't want it to be scary. I hate scary movies. Like, this is not my aim or objective. We're just trying to pursue the truth. So it's just a total. That's something when they call us that, it's just, you can dismantle it in an instant. It's dumb. Really, it's stupid. what we on the love covered podcast, whatever that show is, she said that same thing. Somebody said, I can't get behind this fear mongering thing. I just can't grasp it. It's like, okay, so apply that same philosophy when you're going out on a dangerous road at night. Oh, I'm just going to ignore the dangers because I just can't grasp onto it. It's too negative a perspective. But that's reality. You have to, instead of being like, oh, I'm just going to live in a cloud of bubbles and happiness and not acknowledge it, say like, hey, let me take appropriate precautions. It's a dangerous situation. And I'm sorry that's a negative situation to acknowledge, but it's the reality of, it's the nature of reality. It's true. So acknowledge it, prepare yourself accordingly. That's the positive. So you want your positive. The positive is acknowledging the negative and preparing accordingly so you don't keep falling into it. It's like, come on. Yeah, it's just such a silly thing. The archons are already in touch with him. They are his guides who, yeah. Oh, KK Loco's back in the house. What's up? What's up? Yeah, I mean, I basically asked Darius if he'd ever thought that, and he said, yes, I did. But then I think basically the reason why Darius feels so confident that it's not that, if I remember correctly, and I could be misquoting here, but I think because they showed him things that ultimately became true, like they showed him what he would look like, and he was so blown away by these predictive powers that he knows that it's true and real. But it's like, well, can the negative entities, of course, if we acknowledge them and accept that they exist, they plan out our whole lives. They can predict things too. So it's not as though just by predictive powers that you can say, okay, well, these are the real deal. These are the good beings, or by giving technology or anything like that. That's not the litmus test, of course. I mean, you could just look at it on a small scale, right? If some covert government operation that is super negative and just doing terrible things, but they were super advanced in technology, if they come out and be like, hey, we can give you this special weapon that can predict or special device that can predict the future, or that can make you invincible, it's like, oh my God, they made me invincible, therefore everything they're saying is true. No, they just may have these special powers or abilities, technologically or otherwise, that you don't have access to. That doesn't mean everything is now verified that they're presenting to you. Kev Legacy, just because I felt the same way about him as you said in a previous video. Right. Oh, I get you. I get you. Ever hear of Ryan Corper? No, I have not. Did you tell which was the big book you just bought, or did I miss it? No, I didn't. Here, I'll tell you guys right now. I'll type it in the chat. Yeah, I can't. I had to stop reading it on the plane because I want to make a huge video about it, but I'm in the middle of, I still need to finish Bob Monroe's book, the first one. And so I said, I can't be reading two simultaneously. It's too confusing because of the way I organize my notes. It's like, they're going to get mixed up. It's called Can You Stand the Truth? 700 pages. Can you stand the truth? That is what it's called. Do you watch Black Mirror? So many episodes on the consciousness. Oh, really? Is there any, Robert Brown, is there any episode in particular that you recommend we watch? Or just growing hair? Exactly. Good question. Goes back to the Matrix, right? They mentioned that, hey, don't worry about the lamp. What lamp? What vase? Don't worry about the vase. What vase? And then he knocks it over. Well, how did you know? But the real question is, if I wouldn't have said anything, would you have broken it, right? Same thing. Is that predictive or is that programming? I don't know. I think part of it is programming, though. I really do. I think because I don't think it can be fully predicted. Even Darius himself said, I think it was him or other people said, you can't actually accurately predict the future because free will is at play. There are points in the decision tree where you can go off a course. So it can't really be predictive. It is programming or conditioning. Yeah, good point. Oh, God, it's so confusing, all this stuff. Suggesting to ignore threats makes them almost complicit, but most of they are probably coming from a good place. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, levels of Stockholm Syndrome. Eric Duvet, baby. The earth is a school story, collapses the moment memory wipe enters the room. It pretty much does. I'll give them a little leeway when they say they try to say it's some like deeper level, some subconscious level of learning or intuitive learning or something. I guess that's possible. It feels pretty improbable. I just don't want to say it's like completely collapses, because there is a way perhaps that it could be explained that we can't really understand. Our subconscious could learn while our conscious is wiped. You know, I could say theoretically that's possible, but what seems more logical is that the memory wipe is doing exactly that. It's preventing us from remembering and learning. It feels more, as opposed to a learning tool, more of an imprisonment tool. That's what it logically appears like. Yeah, it's a great book. What? You're reading it right now? No way. How did you find it? I had the PDF. Yeah, I just bought it on Kindle. It was $10, kind of expensive, but I would have bought the paperback. The paperback was like $40, but plus I wanted to start reading it before I get back home. San Junipero. Okay. Ryan Corper is definitely someone you should interview. Really? Okay, fine. Should I write it down? Hold on. Oh my God, guys, I'm so tired. I have to do my MMA show after this. If you guys want to watch me talk about mixed martial arts right after this, I'll tell you what it's called. It's called 10-7 MMA. Any of you guys are MMA fans? That's where I'll be right after this. Okay. Ryan Corper. What is his stuff? Or is there anything I should look for in particular? Kev Legacy, yeah, definitely Ryan Corper, one of the best OBE. Oh, he's an OBE teacher. Got it. Okay. Cool. Check it out. And by the way, if you guys could click that like button, click the like button, guys. It helps the content. It pushes it out. It makes it more available to people, brings more people into the community. It would really help. Whether someone can't be wrong or just has to be the one that knows everything I know. Tell me about it. I agree. Wait, where did I just see this? The best thing you can say is I don't. The truest thing. Oh yeah, on that interview of Diary of a CEO, she said the most honest thing you could say is I don't know. So good. It's so good. At the moment, I'm more interested in what the Intuitive Underground can find out. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Sergeant Schultz and Inspired. Those are all people that I watch. Sergeant Schultz like reposts a lot of stuff, which is great. It's great for somebody like me who's searching for content to explore and explain. Intuitive Underground, they're on another level. Those guys are going to just take off. All of them have huge telling on transfer and imprisonment. All of who? You mean Ryan Corper? 10-7 MMA. That is our YouTube channel that I have to go to there in 20 minutes. My voice is going to fall apart. Oh, is it Ryan Cropper? Oh, Ryan Cropper. Got it. Thank you, Elizabeth. Ryan Cropper. Got it. Perfect. Elizabeth, how long have you been studying this information? It feels like you know a lot. Oh, we just got a donation, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Mavo. I really appreciate it. Where are you from? What's CHF? Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Can you imagine that the spark is manipulated with an astro traits profile each incarnation? Breaking out. These astro traits are your birth chart. Wait, somebody else was just saying this. Who was just saying this? That your person, like that's what the time and date and all that stuff when you're born programs your personality. Hence why we see the commonalities and similarities between different signs. Who just said that? But yes, I can imagine that. I don't know much about that idea or theory, but that, yeah, I could see that. Like that's a part of the matrix. So you can kind of have some organization to it, some predictive abilities of like how people are going to be based on when they're born. Thank you again for that donation. I really appreciate you. Hey, all, remember the show Black Mirror? There was one episode. Yeah, somebody else was talking about it. They actually hold your consciousness in a white egg for mundane tasks, basically held into what? Okay, this is weird. I gotta see that. The truth is out there. Same here, says Matryoshka. Matryoshka, so many interesting videos on those channels, hard to keep up. I've been smoking loads. What? Really? Such a nice tool. I even saw the whites. Oh, no way. That's crazy. Wow, that's wild. Freedom Fighter BTC. Hey, you're from Switzerland. Very cool. I've never been to Switzerland, actually. But one of my buddies on the trip in Croatia was born in Switzerland. Now he lives in the States as well, but that's cool. CHF is a Swiss franc. Yep. I wrote it to you. Wait, you wrote it to me? What do you mean? CHF equals Swiss franc. Oh, you guys all knew. How did I not know? LO, yeah, LOL, yeah, I can't spell. Oh, you can't spell the Rhine crop. Okay, got it. No Black Mirror episodes. Oh, on Instagram. Wait, Mavo. Who? Hold on a second. Oh, shoot. I want to show you guys the image. Oh, yeah, I already saved it. Mavo, who are you on Instagram? Wait, let me see if I can figure it out. No, I'm not sure. You're not this. No. Yeah, just let me know who you are. Curious. Oh, yeah, let me put my Instagram back up here as well. Boom. If you guys want to connect with me on Instagram, send me stuff on Instagram, message me, all that good stuff. There is my Instagram handle. So feel free to reach out and connect with me there. I do my best reading the messages and trying to get back to people. Sometimes I may not get back right away, but I try. Okay, let me see. World cities rankings. World cities rankings. I don't know what that is. That your Instagram handle? I don't think I see you in my Instagram. World cities handles. Oh, Marius. Yeah. I got you. Okay, yeah. Okay, I didn't know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yo, you're the one that sent me this cool photo. Hold on. Let me show it to everybody. 1 second. Boo, 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 do. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm gonna have to email it. Boop, do. This was pretty cool. All right, let me show you guys. Oh, wrong thing. Hold on. All right, it's gonna come in 1 second. Glenn Stockholm says Black Mirror San Junipero is a masterpiece. Yeah, I need to see this. Hang the DJ is also very good. Both have Gnostic vibes. Dude, how is all this stuff just penetrating pop culture too? Glenn Stockman watched it like 4 times. Playtest is also great. Although sometimes I wonder if that's a preventative measure. Because then if it starts permeating pop culture, this just happened. It just happened on my trip. I was talking to somebody about these ideas. And they're like, yeah, okay, they saw all this stuff, but that sounds like the movie The Matrix. Like they could just be making it up based on something that they saw in a movie. And I'm like, yeah, or they just saw it. You know, why do we have to be so skeptical if people are witnessing or seeing these things in these different realms and automatically defer to, oh, it's just an imprint of a movie? It's like I think that's built into our our defense mechanisms when people say stuff like this and it resonates with the movie. Oh, you must just be making it up. It's like, why? If I'm walking down the street and I see something, if I see a robbery, it's like, oh, you saw a robbery in a movie. You're just probably imagining that. It's like, what? No, I saw it. It's like the same thing when you're in these different states, or you're having an out of body experience. Those are real experiences. Why is it all of a sudden you have to turn it into something like, well, if there's something similar to it in a movie, you probably just made it up or like dreamed it. No, you're really observing it. So I wonder if there's something to this idea. Now these ideas are starting to spread, and now they want to put it into pop culture. Then so when people say it in the future, they're like, oh, you just saw that in this Juniper Black Mirror episode or whatever it is. You're just making it up. I don't know. A long time ago, like 2016, I came across Monroe. Oh, cool. Did the tapes and had flashbacks of the GATE program in school. Studied off and on for years. I picked it back up recently, but been all in. Oh, you've been all in 2 years? But been all in. Oh, but all in all, it's been 2 years. I got you. Very cool. Hey, Elizabeth, did you hear what I said though earlier? You said you'd been to Venice. That's where I live. So I don't know if what you remember from that trip, but I actually don't live on the water. I live about like 1.6 miles in from the water or something like that, around that. And I'm closer on the edge of a city called Mar Vista than near the ocean. But okay, wait, let me see if this video went through, this picture went through. Still not yet. What the heck? All right. Well, it'll be there shortly, I think. I'm going to have to go in 5 minutes just to prepare myself for my MMA show. But I hope you guys join the MMA show. If you guys want to just see, if any of you are MMA fans, you just want to pop on for a second and just see our show there. I think it's fun. We have a good time. Meet my co-host too, Justin. Guys, I'm so tired. You have no idea. All week, I've been getting such mediocre sleep. Okay, Paul Wallace. Yeah, come on the show. It's 10/7 here. Let me see if I can find the actual link for the live stream. Starting to shut down here. Okay. Where is it? Live. All right, here we go. Boom, there it is. You guys can join the stream that way. Connor's going to get destroyed. I don't know. Why? It's MMA. Everybody thought Justin was going to get destroyed. Look what happened there. And Connor's a different type of animal, dude. He's got knockout power. He's got KO power. He can get a flash KO. Look what he did against Jose Aldo. Everybody thought he was going to get destroyed there. I know he's older. You can say all these different things, but that's the sport. That's why it's so crazy. We don't know. Yeah, like certainly if the fight goes a particular way, I think it's going to favor Max heavily. If it goes longer and he can evade the shots and he can kind of dance around Connor, it's going to be tough. But anyways, we'll talk about all that on the show. I tried the tapes a few years ago, started with wave 1, was just curious. I fell asleep halfway and woke up with the terrible fear. Whoa, that's crazy. Yeah, I haven't tried that stuff yet. I love your channel, Rob Brown, it says, and these discussions. You rock, bro. Thank you guys, man. So happy you're here. Elizabeth. Yes, I went on the beach and some guy in his poor dog. Whoa. What? The dog? That's, I don't like that. Also, too, dogs don't have sweat glands. So that dog could overheat. I'm sure the paint does not help the cooling off process. That's messed up. I don't know. Maybe it was safe. Who knows? It's a little weird to me. He's rich, lost the hunger, says. Yeah, you're talking about Connor. Come on our show. We'll talk about it because I disagree with that. The truth seems to bleed over into our reality via the film industry and other arts. Yeah, for sure. But the question is how or why? Is it just, hey, it's getting into the ether and they're talking about it, or is it by design? Like I said, to make people say, oh, wait a minute, you just saw that in a movie. What are you talking about? You're crazy. Like, that's not a real thing. I'm inclined to think that's a lot of times the reason. Okay, hold on. Why is this not coming? 1 second. Boo, 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 do, 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 do. Okay, it went through. I can see that it went through. Why is it not showing up? Let me see if it went to my spam or something. It went to my spam. It's from me. It's not spam. All right, here we go. That's so funny. Okay. All right, here we go. Actually, wait, let's do it like this. I'm going to pop this image up here. This is what Marius sent me. Come on, come on, come on. Work, 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 work. Here we go. I'm beginning to think the Matrix is real. Yeah. I love the channel, Pink Tourmaline. Hey, see you on the next one. All right. Heck yeah. Feels like we're living in a car. So yeah, I know. Clown world, as I call it. I'm not the originator of that, but it is clown world. Okay, look at this, guys, real quick as we close out. Oh, this is really cool. Wait, recognize this question. Have you watched any of Mike Martin's YouTube videos? No, I don't. I have not. So what do you think about what he has to say about this reality? I haven't seen yet, but I think he might be on my list. The state of being. I remember that the leak video of Connor getting in some sloppy toppy from abroad on a yeah. Dude ain't even average, LOL. Oh man. All right, come to my MMA channel afterwards. You guys want to talk MMA? Okay, here we go. Let me show you guys this image. This was pretty cool. All right, look at this. Look at this. Prison Planet cycle. Interesting, right? So you pass on. You can either go to the void or the white tunnel. Then you get to the void. And if you have clarity or whatever, you escape. If not, you can still go whoop back in the mix. But if you have clarity, you escape. And then you just zip out. If not, you kind of bounce around. You get repelled. Boop, you come back. And then here's where the memory wipe occurs. Boop, memory gets wiped. Then you have a fake life review. So you have that's the one thing I was wondering too. Fake life review or the life review, whatever, happens after the memory wipe. Doesn't that happen before the memory wipe? But anyways, I'm not sure exactly how this was constructed or who made it. Then you go into this harvest chamber apparently, and then the waiting room, which we have heard described in other books. And then you go back, and then bloop, 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 so on and so forth. So I just thought this was pretty cool. Again, I don't know how it was constructed or created. I don't know what the purported accuracy of it is, but I thought it was a cool visual. All right, guys, I got to go. Oh, you made that with AI. Oh, cool. Oh, okay. Very nice. I really love your channel. Hey, thank you. Okay, guys, got to go. Got to do my MMA channel. We're doing a show today. We do one every Monday and Friday. So I got to bounce. But thank you guys so much for joining. It was an impromptu one. My voice is dying. I'm dying. I think next time you hear from me on a live, I'll be done with Monroe. I think, or I may be doing lives while I'm at Monroe. I'm not sure yet. If they allow me to, I will. So I'll do daily updates, but it's to be determined. Tibetan Book of the Dead references 3 false lights not to enter. Yes. Thanks for doing this, man. Be good, y'all. All right, guys. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for that donation and Mavo. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.